Laura, is Ivy at home?
She's out with her friends. She's going to study at the library.
Wow, that's commendable, even on a day off. When I was a kid, I used to play all day during holidays.
Well, she's serious like me, you know. She's smart and truly a daughter to be proud of.
But she's only in the 5th grade. I think it would be okay if she were a little more mischievous.
Girls grow up faster, you know. They mature at a totally different speed than boys. Once she hits middle school, she'll probably start saying, "Dad, you're so uncool."
Oh, I wouldn't like that. Come to think of it, I feel like my calls and messages with Ivy have been decreasing lately. She used to call me almost every day.
It's been 2 years since you went to work alone in Nebraska. Well, it's just a matter of getting used to it. And you are coming home quite often.
Often? Only during New Year's, the end of the year, and vacation, right?
See, you are coming home quite often, and you take paid leave on Ivy's birthday and our wedding anniversary, don't you?
Well, I should do at least that much. After all, I'm forced to work in a faraway place. I have to use my leave properly.
Well, it would have been nice if we could live there too.
It can't be helped. I was supposed to come back home anyway, and it would change Ivy's environment. She's having a good time surrounded by good friends.
That's true. She might also apply to a private school, but your work assignment there will be over soon.
That's the only thing I'm looking forward to. Laura, I've put you through a lot, huh? Thank you for maintaining our family while I'm away.
What are you talking about? It's not over yet.
Yeah, but still, I thought I should mention it anyway.
Besides, Ivy is no longer a handful. It wasn't that hard. Well, I do get a little troubled when bugs show up. It takes time for both Ivy and me to get rid of them.
So, the only time you miss me is when bugs appear?
Just kidding. Oh, sorry. I need to get going soon.
Huh? Going somewhere?
Of course, I do have places to go. Are you going to stay home all day even though it's your day off, Tom?
I don't have any shopping or anything today.
You're going to leave Nebraska soon. Why don't you do some sightseeing or something? You have a car, so you can go many places.
I'd like to go sightseeing with you all.
You really can't stand being alone.
No, it's not like that. I just think it's better to enjoy with my family.
All right. I'm going out now.
Okay, take care. Hey, Laura. Has anything happened to Ivy?
Huh? Why do you ask?
When I texted Ivy today saying I'd call her tonight, she said she didn't want to talk to me.
She's finally hit puberty.
What? Already? Isn't it supposed to start in middle school? Or rather, that's too sudden.
Girls tend to grow up faster in many ways. I told you before.
Is that so? There's really nothing wrong, right?
Nothing's wrong. She's just as usual.
I did feel our interactions have been decreasing a bit recently, but I never thought I'd be outright rejected. I'm feeling incredibly lonely.
Most girls tend to harbor a dislike towards their fathers. It can't be helped.
Really? I wonder if I did something wrong that hurt her feelings.
You can't do such a thing while living apart. Or maybe your contacts were too annoying?
I don't think I've been that persistent.
Well, it's just that time of her life. It's a normal part of growing up. You don't have to overthink.
It's so hard not to see her until Thanksgiving in this situation.
Tom, you do know that Ivy is already in 5th grade, right? You shouldn't fuss over her too much.
She's still in 5th grade, though, and I'm not fussing over her. I've only been calling once a week.
Once a week seems quite often to me.
I enjoyed playing games with her over the phone.
Maybe she has a crush on someone.
A crush? No way. She's still in elementary school. That's way too early.
Not at all. It's perfectly normal. The county fair will be held soon. I'm sure she'll enjoy a little summer romance this year.
Please stop. I don't want to hear about it.
Aren't you happy that your daughter is growing up?
I'm happy about her growth, but in my mind, she is still a cute little angel.
I worry about what the future holds after seeing your reaction. She might start giving you the cold shoulder when you come back. You better be prepared.
Somehow, I'm having a strong pain in my stomach.
You need to let go a bit. This is a good chance since you're away. If you act as usual, she'll come back around.
Is that so?
Yes, that's how it is.
There's really nothing wrong, right?
Nothing, so relax.
Okay, I understand. I'll refrain from calling her for a while.
Yeah, do that. I'll try to find out, too.
No, that's fine. If she noticed, she might dislike me even more.
Really? Then I won't ask her anything.
Yeah, I'll get back to work.
Alright, good luck with your work. Girls are bound to change. Don't get too down about it.
Tom, long time no see. Are you still working away from home?
Yeah, I am. But I'll go back home within half a year. So I'm looking forward to that. Although I'm a bit hesitant.
Hesitant?
Listen to me, Carl. My daughter has finally hit puberty. She told me the other day that she didn't want to talk to me over the phone.
For a dad who adores his daughter like you, that's a huge problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm frantically reading all kinds of books on how not to be disliked by one's daughter.
Come to think of it, my sister was like that too. When she was in middle school, she used to say things like, "Don't wash my laundry with Dad's."
I guess it's normal, huh?
Isn't it? But my younger sister wasn't like that, so I guess it depends on the kid.
I see.
But more than that, I wanted to ask you something. Is your daughter okay? She was rushed to the hospital, wasn't she?
Huh? Hospital?
I heard she was brought to the hospital where my wife works. She's got a pretty bad injury, right?
What? Ivy got injured?
Yeah. Did it happen yesterday? No, the day before? She's in the hospital after the accident, right?
What are you talking about? My daughter didn't have an accident.
Tom. Are you okay? You're not escaping from reality or something, are you?
No, it's not her for sure. I haven't heard any such news. I talked to Laura yesterday as usual. There's no way she wouldn't tell me if Ivy had an accident, right?
Well, that's true. But my wife said it was indeed your daughter. She has a great memory. And we went camping together 3 years ago, remember? So I don't think she's mistaken.
Is Ivy really in the hospital?
Yeah, I think that's for sure.
Then why didn't Laura tell me? Huh, she should tell me, right?
I don't know why she didn't tell you. But in most cases, wouldn't it be because she didn't want you to know? Hold on, I'll call her again.
Okay. You said it was an accident, right?
Yeah, my wife doesn't seem to know the details. But it seems she was involved in a traffic accident and was brought in late at night.
Late at night? Is she okay? Is she conscious?
Sorry. I didn't ask about that.
I'm going back home right now. Please let me know when you find out more.
Got it. If you're driving home, don't rush. It wouldn't be funny if you had an accident too. I'll do anything necessary, so let me know if there's anything else I can do.
Tom, I haven't heard from you for several days. Are you okay? You're alive, right?
Yes, I am.
Good to hear that. You used to contact me at least once a day. I was worried when you suddenly stopped calling me. Were you down because of Ivy?
Yes, that's right.
You really do take things seriously when it comes to Ivy.
This is the situation. It's serious.
You're overreacting. Rejecting their father is like a rite of passage for girls.
What I'm talking about is her accident.
What?
She was in an accident and was taken to the hospital in the middle of the night, right?
How did you know?
A friend's wife works at the hospital. You know, Carl's. We went camping together before, remember?
Now that you mention it, she did say she was a nurse.
So why didn't you tell me?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to worry you, Tom. You were already upset about being unable to call her, right? I thought if I told you about the accident, you would rush home. So I thought I would wait and see.
You kept such a serious matter from me. Ivy broke her leg, didn't she? You should have told me.
Actually, she and I had a bit of an argument. And then she stormed out of the house. I was so angry at the time, I told her not to come back. So I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry.
You were afraid of being blamed, so you didn't tell me, huh?
I'm really sorry.
Enough is enough. Let's get a divorce.
What? A divorce? Because I had a fight with her and kicked her out. Wait, I admit I was wrong to hide it. But the accident wasn't my fault, was it?
No, I think it's your fault. She found out you having an affair and confronted you, right? She was mad at you and said she'd tell me the truth, right? That's what led to the argument, I heard.
Did you hear that from her?
Yeah, I heard from Carl that she was hospitalized. I rushed straight to the hospital. Then she told me everything. You threatened her, didn't you, saying that if she spilled the beans, her comfortable life would end? You even lied that I was having an affair here.
I never said such a thing.
Even if you deny it, I believe her. She ran out of home in shock and then had the accident. I'm sure her accident is your fault.
I'm not having an affair. She made it up.
You thought you were safe because you deleted the incriminating photos from her phone? Too bad. A friend of hers took those photos, and they're still on her friend's phone.
What?
Since I got back here, I had someone look into you for a few days. You were staying at your lover's house instead of visiting Ivy in the hospital, weren't you? Your daughter is seriously injured. How dare you? It's fine, though, because I could spend time with her without you noticing it. But you are doing the most terrible thing as a person and as a parent. You know that? I can't stay married to such a woman anymore.
Tom, I'm sorry. I was lonely. I thought I'd hold on a little longer until you come back. But I needed human touch once in a while.
I don't care about that. I'm not interested.
Please listen. I'm not making excuses, but I've only met him a few times, so it's not like I'm serious or anything.
So it's okay because it was just a fling?
That's not what I mean.
But you're saying so. I might not have chosen to divorce if it was just the affair. But Ivy knows about it. And you're the one who drove her to the edge, right?
I am sorry.
I do appreciate that you took care of the household chores and looked after my daughter while I was away, but we can't live together anymore. You also lied, saying you've only met the guy a few times. I caught him and read your messages. It's been more than 6 months, hasn't it?
Tom, please forgive me. I was panicking too. I never thought Ivy would catch me cheating. I swear I'll never do it again. I'll make up for it in any way I can. Please, just don't divorce me.
If Ivy hadn't found out and there hadn't been an accident, I would have considered it. But I can't anymore. I don't think she needs a mother who puts her in this situation.
I'll apologize to her too.
She said she doesn't want to see you ever again. You betrayed your family and even lied about me having an affair. She said you're not her mom anymore.
I'm sorry. I was really stupid. Please forgive me. Please.
If you were truly sorry, you'd be by Ivy's side taking care of her. I don't recall marrying someone who would meet another man while our daughter was suffering. The one who changed wasn't her, it was you. We then talked about the way forward with both sets of parents. Everyone but my wife was against our divorce. She reluctantly signed the divorce paper and was immediately taken away by her parents. Thanks to Ivy's strong preference, I was awarded full custody. Laura's lover was someone from her part-time job. I heard she ended up in a relationship after going out for drinks and started meeting frequently. Ivy discovered the affair when she came home early from hanging out with friends and saw her mother getting out of his car. She felt something was off and decided to investigate. It was just fun and games, like playing detective at first. So when she actually saw her mother cheating, she was too shocked to move. One of her friends took a picture for her. She explained to me through tears. When her mother told her I was cheating too, she could find no place to return to. I can never forgive my ex-wife for what she's done to Ivy. After her parents took her away, she was kicked out of their house. She occasionally contacts me saying she has no one to turn to and can't survive without any job. But I couldn't care less what happens to her, and I have no intention of helping her. What she did to us was that terrible. Unless she bothers Ivy, I have no interest in whatever sort of life she leads. Half a year has passed since then, and Ivy's injuries have healed. I immediately stopped working away from home and moved in with Ivy. With my family's and her friends' support, she is a cheerful girl again. I get home as early as possible and spend more quality time with her. While it's hard to completely erase the sadness, I'm determined to create lots of happy memories from now on to heal her wounded feelings, and to clearly show her that there is love that will never betray her.
Hey, Ivy. Make sure you change the bed sheets today. It's summer, we're sweating. I can't bear the thought of going a week without changing them. I'm sorry, I'll change them later. Have you been slacking off recently? I understand that having a baby is hard, but you're going to have to balance both soon. I know, but I've been lacking sleep lately. You understand, right, Aaron? Mike has been crying a lot at night. I really can't sleep. Don't you think it's because you're not taking her out for walks during the day? They say tiring out a baby makes them sleep, right? There's her health and the timing to consider. And I've been trying various ways to stop the night crying. Even when I do, she still cries. But being a stay-at-home mom, you should be able to handle the housework, right? I think you're being a bit too lax. We've been having a lot of ready-made meals, and sometimes we even order delivery. You should at least make a proper meal. Well, if you would watch Anne, I could do that. When I come home, I want to eat right away. Why do I have to wait when I come home starving? You're home all the time. Preparing food is part of a housewife's job, right? Take into account that we have a baby. I've only given birth 3 months ago. I've only been a mother for 3 months, so I can't be perfect right away. Only 3 months? It's already been 3 months. I was understanding when it was 1 month, but shouldn't you be getting used to it by now? She's already past her 100th day, you know. At least stay home on your days off. Then I can prepare meals in advance and I can focus on housework. So, even on my days off, I don't have any freedom, even though I'm working every day. What can I say to that? I do appreciate you working, but I'm taking care of Anne 24/7. That's expected of a mother, right? Isn't it expected of a father too? Look, I'm earning money to support the two of you. And now you want me to work even more? I'm not asking you to work. I want you to help with the child rearing. I am doing that. Not just interacting with her when you have free time. What? Are you trying to pick a fight? Well, it's true. How many minutes do you think I have to take a bath since Anne was born? Less than 10 minutes. Aaron, it's not enough to just be there playing smartphone games when Anne is asleep. I'm the one always waking up when she cries at night. You want me, who has to work the next day, to look after her? You have the nerve to complain about lack of sleep when you can nap during the day, Ivy. On top of it, Anne's crying at night already wakes me up. I can't just sleep whenever I want, you know? Even so, you get to relax on the couch while holding Anne, right? You're out of line, trying to dump childcare onto me after I've worked all day. I'm doing my part, loving Anne as much as I can. I think childcare is a responsibility for both of us. If you were away on business or something, I'd understand. But Aaron, you're home often enough. That's why I'm tired. I'm tired too, you know. You're really spoiled, Ivy. There are people out there who manage to raise children all by themselves. Don't talk about not being able to balance housework and childcare when you're not even working. Why do you say that? Alright, enough. Talking with you will only eat into my rest time. Just remember to change the sheets. And start cooking proper meals. No shortcuts. Aaron, please. Come home. What? Why? Why? Like I said this morning, both Anne and I have a fever. It's going up and I can't sleep while taking care of Anne. If you're feverish, then Anne should be quiet too, right? She starts crying right away, so I have to hold her. I don't want to go back to a house full of germs. What am I supposed to do if I catch your cold? I have an important presentation next week. I can't afford to get sick. Then take us to the hospital. Bring out the car. It's Saturday today. Regular clinics are already closed. There's an emergency hospital. I have a fever of 102.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Anne also has a high fever. Then stop texting and rest quickly. I can't. That's why I'm asking for your help. You're just out having fun on your day off, aren't you? Why won't you come home? Listen, Ivy. The reason I'm out is that you're sick and can't make lunch. Can't you see that I'm going out of my way to let you rest? I'm trying to keep it quiet so you can rest. Aren't you supposed to take care of me and Anne when we're sick? What do you mean by supposed to? Don't force your standards on me. Anne's suffering too, you know. It's not like everything gets resolved once I come home. You're being too persistent. I'm not going to rely on you anymore. Says the one who can't survive without relying on me. I can't consider someone who doesn't even take care of their sick wife and child as family. Oh, really? Then live without relying on me. I'm so pissed off, I won't come home tonight. You two were sick. I don't want to catch it. I'll stay at a hotel. Then I won't do the house chores anymore. You live without relying on me too. Ivy, I haven't seen you around lately. What are you doing? Stop slacking off on the house chores. Is that all you've got to say after finally getting in touch? You're not worried about the high fever I had? If you wanted me to worry, you should do your own job properly. Where did you go? You're able to go out and have fun even though you're skipping chores because of a cold. Being a housewife is indeed quite a privilege. You should be the one to stop it. What's with your tone? Aaron! Your wife and child are gone. What? Who are you? I'm your mother. Mom? You're lying, right? No, it's true. What do you mean Ivy and Anne are gone? You left a seriously ill Ivy and went out to have fun, didn't you? Afterwards, I got a call from Ivy and I quickly took her to the hospital. Both of them were admitted immediately. Then both of them are fine, right? Ivy and Anne are alive, right? It's your fault for leaving them alone. Enough with that. Don't joke around with such a stupid lie. They're fine, right? If you have the energy to get mad, why didn't you go to them immediately? Ivy and Anne are alive. But they were really in a dangerous situation. If we had taken them to the hospital any later, we wouldn't know what would have happened. It was just a cold. It's impossible to lose a life because of it. Ivy was already in pretty bad shape. She didn't have any energy left due to lack of sleep. When I arrived at your place, you were passed out, you know? Ivy was down, and because of that, Anne hadn't been fed for quite some time. If I hadn't received the call, it could have been the worst-case scenario. You don't understand it at all. And yet, you left them alone. I think you've done something unimaginable as a human being. Are Ivy and Anne still in the hospital? Or are they back home?
Sorry, I can't tell you. Wait until you hear from Ivy.
Why isn't Ivy contacting me? If you're texting from Ivy's phone, she's there, right? Put her on.
Ivy's still not feeling well and doesn't have the energy to deal with you. If you think you did something wrong, wait and accept whatever you're told. Reflect on what you've done to Ivy so far.
Ivy, please come back. We're not done talking.
I've understood your feelings.
You don't understand a thing. Just when I thought you were coming home, you handed me the divorce papers and left the house. Isn't that a bit selfish?
You understand why I want a divorce, right?
It's because I didn't take care of you and Anne.
That was just the last straw. I've been thinking about this since Anne was born. Why don't you help with raising the child? You didn't even help with the household chores. I was worn out after giving birth and you were entirely uncooperative.
Well, I had work too.
You could have helped with childcare and housework on weekends, couldn't you? Yet you left it all to me because I'm a stay-at-home mom. Sorry, but I can't raise a child with someone who can't cooperate.
Wait a minute. Let me apologize first.
Even if you apologize now, I don't feel like forgiving you.
Ivy, I'm sorry. I heard from my mother and I realized that I've been an idiot.
I saw the messages. You didn't even worry. You told me to stop slacking off on housework.
That's because I didn't know that you and Anne were in the hospital.
Even if we weren't hospitalized, I wouldn't have forgiven you. I shuddered when I thought about what could happen if we get sick again. Who needs a husband or a father who won't help when you're in trouble?
I was thoughtless. I took it lightly, thinking it was just a cold, just a fever.
People can die from a fever, you know. There can also be lasting complications.
I'm sorry. I'll take proper responsibility in parenting from now on. So I'm asking for just one more chance.
You've had more than 3 months of chances already. It's strange that you only noticed when I mentioned divorce. I've told you countless times. I've asked for help with the housework and child rearing. And yet, Aaron, you never lifted a finger. It's your fault.
I was taking Ivy for granted. After that, I had a talk with my mom about how hard parenting really is, and I truly regretted my behavior.
Did you really reflect on your actions? I couldn't see it that way. You had said you would attend a discussion today, yet the house was a total mess. If you had really reflected, I thought at least you'd have done some cleaning. It wasn't an environment for me and Anne to come back to, was it?
I was busy and fell asleep.
But you had the whole weekend, didn't you? In the end, nothing has changed. You just assumed I would come back anyway, didn't you? And that's why you left the house in such a state. You thought you'd let me clean up after I came back, right?
No, I thought we could do it together.
See, that's precisely what I can't stand. If you really feel sorry, at least you'd have done some cleaning. In the end, your apologies are just empty words. I know that even if I came back, I'd be the one doing all the housework and parenting.
I'll do my part. Please. Ivy, come back. I do really care about you and Anne.
If we really mattered to you, you wouldn't have left us when we had a high fever.
I thought it was just a cold.
It's impossible to continue with someone who leaves his family in distress and doesn't come home. It's not about it being just a cold. I can't forgive you for doing nothing when we were asking for help. Especially since Anne was just a baby.
I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. But it's cruel to divorce when Anne has just been born. I want to live with Anne. I want to be involved in her life as a father.
We don't need a father who doesn't care about his child. Can you stop making me repeat myself?
But being a single mother is tough. Ivy, you said you didn't want to re-enter the workforce for a while, right? You wanted to be with our child as much as possible when she's small. If we don't divorce, you can stay at home, right?
I'm going to get child support from you. My parents and your mother will support us until Anne turns 3, so we'll be fine.
But it's still tough to raise a child alone.
You said so yourself. I know there are people out there who raise children on their own. I'm prepared for that now.
I'm sorry. I truly intend to change from here on out.
You don't have to do anything for me anymore. But if you have any sense of responsibility as a father to Anne, don't cut her out.
So, you're saying we're getting divorced? I really regret everything. I'm trying to change.
I don't have any trust or love left for you.
I can't live without you and Anne. I keep going because you and Anne are here with me. Please, don't abandon me.
You were the one who abandoned us first. You're the one who told me not to rely on you. Don't expect me to forgive you now. You really do have a spoiled way of thinking. We've had several discussions about divorce since then. We've agreed to separate for 1 year now. Despite the awful things he's done, he's still our daughter's father. I thought it wouldn't matter if he had no relationship with me anymore. But if he has any responsibility as a father, I want him to face our daughter sincerely. Of course we plan to divorce after a year. But we've decided to give him a chance as a father. Ever since we separated, my husband visits our home every day and takes care of Anne. He's honestly more like a father now than when we were living together. That doesn't mean I'm ready to forgive what he's done and said. I know there will be more difficulties ahead, but I want to establish a solid foundation for life now. I intend to create an environment where I can raise my daughter on my own. And if I ever feel it's too hard to do it alone, I'll ask my parents and my mother-in-law for support. I'll make sure to take good care of my daughter so she doesn't feel lonely. I'm sure my relationship with my husband will never go back to the way it was. But as a father, as a mother, I want to give everything I can as a parent to our daughter with all my heart.